We've got information about some great classes that you should sign up for next year and story about robots.
All that and more coming up on Pirate Nation News.
Welcome to this week's edition of Pirate Nation News.
We've been doing some digging around the middle school, and they've been up to some pretty fantastic things recently.
Remember the science fair? Well, now it's optional. Yeah. Students can now choose whether or not to participate. And here's Ashley with the story.
Basically, the kids pick out their own project, write their own experiment, perform their own experiment, and then present it to judges and compete against each other for awards. The kids did these really cool projects this year. They did fantastic projects. We had a couple on microbiology. We had one on basketball. That was fun. We had one on windmills versus solar energy. We had what rots your teeth the worst. It was absolutely incredible, and I think they learned a lot about something they were very interested in. They got to present to their friends. They got to present to other judges, so they got a lot of self-confidence.
I think the whole thing is interesting, just like how did we do this?
March 16th, they will travel to Akron University, and compete in a regional competition against like Solon. Gosh, I can't think of the other schools, but there's a lot of big schools that go.
The science fair is a really, really big time commitment. You have to put a lot of work into it, and if you can't do that, then it's like really hard to do.
What a cool way to promote some cool experiments around their peers.
Absolutely, those kids are going to learn and benefit a lot from that activity.
There are other scientific activities going on that deal with robots. Our high school robotics team has been doing a fantastic job at their competitions, so let's see how the middle schoolers are doing.
Robotic programs in schools have become all the rage lately. The programs facilitate teamwork, critical thinking, problem solving, application of science principles, and mathematics solutions, while integrating reading, writing, research, and creativity, all the skills current employers are looking for in young people. The Perry High School robotics team is in its second year and will be expanding into an actual class next year. The program has also drawn the attention of the Perry Middle School Science Club, who are learning the basics of robotics with the help of Bonnie Kovacic, the high school advisor.
And you compete against, teams from Switzerland, Japan, China, and it's a pretty big stage. We have a national competition we're waiting to get into in Kentucky. So this robot was bought all by the kids, looking through catalogs, getting their parts. It was piece put together. This is no kid. So for your guys' task today, what I thought, you have your choice. You can continue to work on your line, or I would like you to work on something that my seniors have not worked on, and that is to get that sonar, your eyes to work.
Mrs. Pat Bentley, the middle school club advisor, explains what the club is working on.
So this is the Perry Middle School Science Club. These are the 7th and 8th graders, and they're working with Lego Robotics. This is the first time we've ever got it. We got the monies from a grant, and basically the kids took a couple weeks to build their Lego robots. That was quite a challenge. Then after they got them built, we've gone through video training basically to teach them how to program. So they're trying little program techniques We hooked up with Mrs. Kovacic from the high school. She's been super helpful. She understands robotics better than the rest of us, actually. She's been in competition with the high school team. So she taught them last week how to follow a line and how to program it to go straight. It has to do with taking the lighting, reading, and then programming if it's less or greater than the lighting. So at any rate, that was last week's challenge, and this week we have a new challenge.
We're programming our NXT robots to either use ultrasound to detect an object so that it knows to turn, or we're trying to get it to follow a certain color line.
There's a big buzzword right now in science education. It's called STEM. Stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. This is a perfect example of engineering and technology. They found that these are the activities that help kids the most to find a future career. So if they can understand this, it's going to be an open door if they decide to go into science-related careers.
Besides learning high-tech problem-solving skills, the middle school students are having fun.
It's very fun because I get to stay after school and mess around with the robots, and I can hang out with my friends.
That you get to mess with robots and Legos, because that's fun.
We're definitely lucky to have such great resources here at Perry that we can do these kinds of things.
Up here at the high school, we're trying to put a strong focus on the anti-bullying movement. Next week, we'll be having a guest speaker at the high school, and to get you excited, some Media 2 students made a great PSA about bullying.
I go over there and try to stop. Tell a grown-up. Middle schoolers? Because they can make fun of their friends and stuff. Because it hurts their feelings. No.
And why do you not do that?
Because that would make their feelings hurt. No.
Well, obviously nobody thinks bullying is a good thing, but I think cyberbullying especially is such a problem at the high school. It's kind of gutless. It's anonymous, and people feel that because they're anonymous, they can say whatever they want, and it's really a shame.
Because there's a lot of cyberbullying that didn't exist back when I was in school, and it's, to me, it just seems like it's wrong. But I think that's really wrong. It's almost like a coward's way of bullying somebody when you do it when you're not there face to face.
I see a lot of depression, especially with some of my people I'm close with. And a lot of the depression leads to just maybe self-harm.
I hope our school will really begin to take a stand against bullying so we can change the atmosphere here at Perry.
Now let's go over to Kayla with the weather.
Thanks, Ken. Your weather for this weekend looks a little dreary, Pirates, with temps sinking into the 20s. While they will remain above freezing for the first part of the week, they'll start to sink again below 32 degrees. However, the sun seems to be making an appearance every day and the snow seems to be staying away. Now let's go over to Emily with the sports.
Thanks, Kayla. The winter sports are coming to a close end in this next few weeks, and many of our athletes are moving on to sectional tournaments. The wrestling team is first at the CVC tournament last weekend and will be heading down to face up against St. Paris Graham Saturday morning to be the #1 ranked team in Ohio. And lastly, we would like to congratulate Hannah Moskowitz, who finished 6th on vault at the CVC meet last Friday. Also, the team of Hannah and Maddie McGreary finished 4th overall out of all the CVC schools. Congratulations, girls. You are to see them tonight at Lake Erie Gymnastics and Menor at 7. And the swim team will be at sectional competition Saturday at Hawken. If you have sports updates for your team, email Mosk at moskowitzc@perry-lake.org. We'll have more sports updates next week. Now back to Blake and Kendra with more news.